Imagine a world cloaked in mist, long before the first cities were ever imagined. This was a time when humanity was not at the top of the food chain, a time when every rustle in the undergrowth could mean a fight for survival. Today, we re-journeying back millions of years to uncover the story of one of early humanity's most bizarre and terrifying struggles. The battle against giant toads. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Toads. Aren't they those little garden hoppers? Well, not these. We're talking about creatures of nightmare proportions, amphibians so large they could look a human ancestor right in the eye. The star of our story is a real prehistoric beast, known to paleontologists as Beelzebufo, Ampinga, or the devil frog. Unearthed in Madagascar, fossils of this colossal amphibian paint a startling picture. Picture this. Beelzebufo was over 16 inches long and could have weighed up to 10 pounds. That's the size of a modern-day bulldog and had a massively wide mouth, armored skin, and a powerful bite. Scientists believe it was a voracious ambush predator, lurking in the semi-arid landscapes of ancient Madagascar, waiting for anything it could fit in its cavernous mouth to wander by. Its diet likely included insects, small vertebrates, and even, shockingly, baby dinosaurs. But what does this have to do with our ancestors? While Beelzebufo lived in Madagascar, similar giant amphibians roamed across the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana. As early humans began their incredible journey, spreading across the globe, they would have inevitably encountered ecosystems teeming with such megafauna. In these primeval wetlands and forests, our ancestors weren't just hunting deer. They were also being hunted. Let's set the scene. A small clan of early humans, perhaps Homo habilis or a similar species, makes their camp near a lush, swampy area. Water is life, but here it's also a source of immense danger. For them, a 10-pound amphibian isn't just a curiosity, it's a genuine threat. It's large enough to prey on their young, to inflict a nasty, bone-crushing bite on an adult, and to compete for the same food sources, like fish and small mammals. So how did they fight back? Our ancestors didn't have bows and arrows or metal weapons. Their arsenal was primitive, but effective. They'd sharpened sticks, crafted into simple spears. They had hand axes meticulously chipped from stone, heavy enough to deliver a powerful blow. And most importantly, they had intelligence and teamwork. A solitary hunter would be at a serious disadvantage against a devil frog. These creatures were likely camouflaged, sitting motionless until their prey was within striking distance. Their attack would be explosive and sudden. A lone individual, perhaps foraging for roots or collecting water, could easily be ambushed. The frog's powerful jaws would clamp down, and its sheer weight would make escape nearly impossible. This is where the power of the group comes in. A clan of early humans would have learned to navigate these treacherous environments together, and when approaching a watering hole, they wouldn't go alone. A few would stand guard, spears at the ready, scanning the mud and reeds for any sign of movement. Their eyes, adapted for spotting predators, would be their first line of defense. If a giant toad did attack, the response would have to be swift and coordinated. Shouts and calls would alert the entire group. Imagine the scene. One of their own is caught in the grip of this monstrous amphibian. The others would swarm in, jabbing with their sharpened sticks. Not necessarily to kill the beast immediately, but to startle it, to make it release its grip. They would use their stone tools to strike at its head and body, aiming for vulnerable spots. The key to their survival was cooperation. They would create a distraction, allowing the trapped individual to be pulled free. They would use their numbers to intimidate the creature, driving it back into the water. It would have been a chaotic, terrifying, and desperate struggle. Every encounter would have been a life-or-death gamble. But our ancestors were not just defenders. They were also opportunists. A 10-pound toad is a significant source of protein. Overcoming such a creature wasn't just about survival, it was also about securing a feast for the clan. A successful hunt would mean food for days. Every part of the animal would be used. The meat would be eaten, the skin might be used for simple coverings or pouches, and the bones could even be fashioned into rudimentary tools or ornaments. This constant battle for survival against creatures like the giant toad was a powerful evolutionary driver. It forced our ancestors to become smarter, to communicate more effectively, and to strengthen their social bonds. The individuals who were better at teamwork, better at crafting tools, and better at reading their environment were the ones who survived to pass on their genes. Think about the lessons learned from each encounter. They would learn the toad's habits, where it hunted when it was most active. They would teach their young to recognize the danger signs, the subtle ripple in the water, the low croak that didn't sound quite right. This knowledge, passed down through generations, became a crucial part of their survival toolkit. It was as vital as any stone axe. These fights weren't glorious battles like in the movies. They were messy, brutal, and terrifying. There were casualties. A bite from a devil frog, even if not fatal, could lead to severe injury, broken bones, and infections that would be a death sentence in a world without medicine. The risk was immense, but the need for water and food was non-negotiable. So, the next time you see a small toad hopping across your path, take a moment to remember its monstrous ancestor, the devil frog asterisk, Biel's Bufo asterisk. And more importantly, remember the courage and ingenuity of our own ancestors. They lived in a world filled with real-life monsters, and they didn't just survive, they thrived. They used their wits, their tools, and their bonds with each other to overcome unimaginable challenges. That incredible resilience, that spirit of cooperation in the face of danger, is a legacy that still lives within all of us today. It's a powerful reminder that our journey has been a long and arduous one, shaped by countless battles fought in the mists of deep time. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to a forgotten world. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more tales from our planet's incredible past. Let me know in the comments what other prehistoric showdowns you'd like to see. Until next time, stay curious.